Well, hello there, everybody. This is your broadcaster for today's game speaking between the Seattle Sonics and the Arizona Firebirds. Before we get the game underway, I'd like to talk some key pointers beforehand that we're going to be looking at. Some key players. We're going to discuss last Sunday's game, also against Arizona, and we're going to be looking at some of Seattle's trade acquisitions. So, firstly, we're going to go look at what happened yesterday on Sunday. Seattle was initially deep in a hole. Arizona just kept scoring. In the first inning, Cade hit a solo home run. In the second, Alex had a RBI double. In the fourth, Mason had a solo home run. And in the fifth, Bernie had an RBI single. That made the score 4-0 when the Sonics entered the top of the sixth inning. And at that time, they had yet to have a single Seattle run scored since the ninth inning against Washington on last Wednesday, for a total of 23 innings. However, that scoreless streak ended when Notre Dame sacrificed home Villanares for that first Seattle run that made it 4-1. However, in the bottom half, Mason hit another solo shot, made the score back to 5-1. And then Seattle really showed that they have offensive capability. In the top of the seventh inning, with 2 men on, Bellinger hit a deep double that scored both of those runners to make the score 5-3. But then, following after, Villanares hit a long triple that drove home Bellinger and made it 5-4. Then following him was Pikachu, who sacrificed home Villanares to tie the score at 5 apiece. Now, of course, Arizona was not done. In the bottom of the seventh, there was yet another home run for Arizona. And then in the top of the eighth, Jaxo seesawed the score when he RBI doubled home Baggio to tie the game at 6 apiece. However, Arizona took the lead again in the bottom of that eighth inning when Arcid singled home Delicious Fruit Salad with 2 outs. Then Seattle took its first and only lead of the game in the top of the ninth inning. With Pikachu standing on second base and Baggio up, he hit a long blast to right center field that gave the Sonics a 7-6 lead. Unfortunately, when Villanares took the mound in the bottom of the ninth, the Firebirds got 4 hits and a walk in a row. Delicious Fruit Salad had the game-tying RBI single. Cade had the game-winning single, and the Firebirds ended up winning by a score of 9-8. The winning pitcher was Carter, who pitched an inning of relief. The losing pitcher was Villanares, who didn't record a single out and blew the save. Now, when we look at that game compared to the series against Milwaukee, where they were swept by a combined score of 17-0, and the series before that against Washington, which they should have taken both games, they took the first game on a sin shutout, or 8-inning shutout, with a save from Bellinger, and then they lost the second game. They just seemingly stopped playing baseball, and I believe they lost 11-4. So, ultimately, when we look at yesterday's box score, it's very pleasing to see that Seattle had a lot of offensive capability there. To highlight a few key players to look for today for Seattle, yesterday Pikachu went 3 for 4 with an RBI. That was that sacrifice fly that tied the score at 5 apiece. Baggio, in only his third game of the season, went 4 for 5 with that 2-run home run. And he's also scored another run on top of that. And Sins actually produced a pretty decent outing on the mound compared to previous standards. He went 5 1/3 inning and gave up 5 runs on 9 hits and struck out 6. And at the plate, he did go 2 for 5 with the runs scored. Now, a low light to look at the bottom of the Seattle lineup was Velpux. He went 0 for 5 and was the only Sonic player to not record a hit on Sunday. Now, over on the Arizona side, Delicious Fruit Salad, the leadoff man for the Firebirds, went 4 for 6 with 2 RBIs and had 2 of his hits were doubles with the runs scored. And Mason went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, and that was accounted for his 2 RBIs and his 2 runs scored. LX went 3 for 5 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. He also had 2 doubles, and Cade put a good performance out on the mound. 6 in the third inning, and only 4 runs allowed on 11 hits. He struck out 6 and walked none. And he also went 2 for 6 at the plate with the game-winning single and that solo shot in the first inning for 2 RBIs and a run scored. Now, when we talk about pitching, as we see Arizona and Milwaukee, and honestly even Washington have all had good pitchers in the last 5 games, we need to look over at the Seattle rotation. It's really a 2-man, Velinaris and Sins. Velinaris is 2 for 3 with a save in 6 starts, and Sins is 3 for 2 in 6 starts. Unfortunately, the other 3 pitchers to record decisions, that's Bellinger, who is 0 for 1 with 2 saves, X5 Owen, who is 1 for 2 with no saves and an unsightly ERA. He pitched yesterday, 2 2/3 innings, 2 runs and 6 hits, and Sakaro is 0 for 1, and he didn't start a single game. There just simply doesn't seem to be a third Seattle pitcher that is capable enough to start games to get men out without giving up a lot of runs. And that's a real unfortunate circumstance when a man like Velinaris or Sins isn't on their A game. They really have no one to turn to that they can rely on to get even 3 outs in a row without giving up a run. Now, based off the rotation, Sins pitched on Sunday, had no decision, and Velinaris took the loss, as I aforementioned. We can say that there has been times when Sins has pitched back-to-back off break days, but with the current rotation so far, it's been after Owen lost a game. He went 1 2/3 and gave up 6 runs on match day 10. The last 5 games have been Sins, Vela, Sins, Vela, Sins. So I can expect Vela to be starting today. Well, now let's move over to talk about some of the 2 acquisitions by the Seattle team. They haven't really been heavy in the trade market, just a couple of small transactions here and there for a couple players, signed a couple players, released a couple players, the whole shebang. The 2 I want to talk about is Baggio, who in those 3 games, as I said, is batting .600 with his first RBIs coming from that 2-run home run. Now, Baggio is the second most experienced player on the Sonics team. He has 671 career games entering tonight, with a total batting average of .377 with 543 RBIs and 190 home runs. The ex-Florida player also has the second most playoff experience with 96 games, and certainly can be expected to produce. So I would say overall that's been a good acquisition. Now, as of now, and I don't want to jinx him, but Velpux, who went 0 for 5 on Sunday and has combined 0 for 10 in 4 games so far for Seattle, has certainly not been a good acquisition. However, if you look at his career stats, it's not that he's a bad player. In 73 career games, he is batting about .250 with 30 RBIs and 9 home runs. He also has brief playoff experience. Now, he was also on Milwaukee last year, as was Velinaris, so perhaps he sees something that we have yet to see. Now, it's really imperative that the Seattle Bats do a little bit better, especially with runners in scoring position. I'm looking down the season standings, and I can count on one hand if I had 6 fingers, batters that are appeared in more than 1 game that are batting above .300 with runners in scoring position. a lot of these players are just not producing, such as X5 Owen. He has the first most at-bats with runners in scoring position, 17 on the team, and he only has 3 hits with runners in scoring position for a whopping 176 batting average. Now, it's certainly to say that his batting average is in a bit of a slump. He's only batting .239. He's a lifetime .299 batter. The ex-Atlanta player certainly needs to improve his performance. He said a couple days ago that he's not going to be focusing on pitching anymore. The one game he won, he went maybe 7 innings and gave up 6 runs. And then he started a game after he relieved a game. And over those 2 outings, he went 2 1/3 innings and gave up 12 runs. So, certainly need to look forward to him starting to produce. His bat's warmed up a little bit. He was in a drastic slump. Someone else who was also in a bad slump was Jaxo, the ex-Detroit man who was on six teams last season. Is tied for second in the on the team for hits with 24. The usually leadoff man, batting .364 on the year, which is decent. And it's sad to say that he has the second most hits with runners in scoring position, a whopping 5. That's not a lot by the grand scheme of things. That's less than one hit with runners in scoring position every 3 games. Now, granted, he's the leadoff man and not the cleanup man like Bellinger, who leads the team 11 for 13 and .846 batting average with runners in scoring position. But it certainly needs to say that when the leadoff man is one of the most reliable with runners in scoring position, he has a .556 batting average. It just says that the middle of the lineup isn't producing as much as it should, with the exception, of course, of Bellinger. Vellanaris, the team captain, usually bats behind him, is 4 for 15. That's a batting average of .267 with runners in scoring position. Although with runners not in scoring position, he does pretty good. He's batting .364, and he leads the team with 5 home runs. So, first pitch is almost with us shortly, and seeing as I have nothing further to add right now, gonna stand by for a minute. We'll be back with you shortly. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm breaking back in. Here are the scores, by the way, of the 3 games in progress. It's the top of the 4th inning between Baltimore and Philadelphia, and the Ospreys are out on top by a score of 2-1. In Washington, between Columbus and the Wolves, The Spiders are ahead 1-0 in the top of the 6th inning. And in Los Angeles, a game between the Chicago Breeze and those Los Angeles. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Well, Los Angeles is ahead of Chicago 5-2. That's the bottom of the 5th inning. We're only a few minutes away here, so I guess we'll stay live. I'm just more waiting for the first pitch as you are. I guess some pertinent data I would want to talk about, focus on what should Seattle as a team be doing. And my answer to you would be, well, first off, I've been talking about it up and down my stat sheet. They need to hit better with runners in scoring position. They just need to do better. Now, they did a good job against Arizona on Sunday, granted, but against Milwaukee, they stranded the bases loaded. Against Washington, they stranded the bases loaded a couple times. They got shut out 6-0 by San Diego a few games ago, and they left a lot of men on. It just, when I look at my scorecards, because I keep score here, and I see men left on base with a 1 or 2 and sometimes even a couple threes for Seattle, and usually the other team at most is having 1s. They're always clearing the bases with home runs off these Seattle pitchers. Then that's what you really have to look out for, is the fact that Seattle leaves men on base and their opponents don't. They cleared the bases. So what we should be looking for in the standings right now, before any results are finished, is in 6th position is San Francisco Jailbirds. They're in 8 and 7. In 7th position is Washington, 7 and 8. And 8th position is Iowa, 6 and 9. So Seattle and Iowa have the same record. Seattle entering the game 6 and 9. Arizona entering the game 10 and 5. However, Seattle does have the head-to-head series tiebreaker, but run differential is a more important tiebreaker for HGBB, and Iowa, despite being 3 games under 500, has a run differential of +5. Pretty good for 8th place team. Now Seattle, oh boy, -31. A difference of 36 runs, not games, separates 8th and 9th place, and that's pretty important when it comes down to the nitty-gritty down the stretch. Seattle is leaking runs in every single game. I mean, there are so many games I've commentated with scores in double digits for the other team, and Seattle doesn't even get 5. I mean, they got shut out 12-0. The last game I solo cast from when I was still at my house. I had a 4-day weekend. I was off on Friday. There was 12-0 there. I mean, they were shut out 6-0, which is not as bad, but they lost 11-4. They got absolutely thromped by Chicago in 2 games. I think probably a combined run differential there of like -20. So it's just really not good. Well, it seems like it's almost game time here. We're going to be awaiting the first pitch, just as you are. So please stand by for one more time, and we'll get first pitch to you shortly. It's Seattle versus Arizona coming up. Well, first pitch is about to come underway. As you can see, the lineups are still being set. It's a pretty full bench for the Sonics today. They seem to have maybe 80-85% of their team. And for Arizona, they have most of their team too, to my understanding. Of course, they don't follow the Firebirds as much as the Sonics. Here's the first batter, it's Baggio. Briefly, we're going to apologize for the technical difficulties. Still can't get game audio. Hold on. Let me try something. Bernie is the noob is on the mound, by the way. No, I was trying to get rid of, see if I can get my audio. Nope. First pitch from Baggio is hit out to left center field, falls in there for a Texas leaguer, first hit of the game. Up steps Bellinger. Oh, apologies. So, Bernie's, as you can see, his score up there, just north of 4 ERA, 4 for 2 on the year. Bellinger leads the team with hits with running and scoring position. He's 11 for 13. Takes first pitch there for a strike. He's batting .846, 4 home runs. That's tied for second on the team. And it's 1-1 here. Bellinger last year was with San Diego, a lifetime batting average of .356 with 70 home runs. It's 2-1 now. Here's a pitch from Bernies. That is, oh, doctor, that is deep, deep, deep. To right field. That is onto the concourse there, behind the scoreboard. And it's a home run here in the first inning for the Sonics. And that makes it a 2-0 game just at the start. So here is X-Talk ZZZ, batting .43. This is his 9th game of the season, and he's also tied for second with 4 home runs. Well, now he's tied. Now he's third with 4 home runs. It's Bellinger there. Gets his 5th home run of the season, and the count is even at 1 apiece. So Baggio does a good job there, leading off, just gets on base. And Bellinger follows, does his job, clears those bases. 1-1 now. That is hit out to right field, and it will be caught. And there's one away here in this top of the first inning. Fly out to right field. So up steps the team captain, Vallenares. Vallenares, the former Milwaukee man of last year. He's most experienced man on this roster and is third with 11 RBIs, tied for first with 5 home runs, batting .364 and has a .360 lifetime. Takes the first pitch there for a ball. It's taken. It's low and away. Ball 2. Well, the main telltale sign of yesterday was the fact that the Arizona pitchers kept telegraphing their orders in terms of balls and strikes. It seemed that every single outing, it's was for them it was ball and then strike and then ball and then strike, or so on and so forth. It was the same for the pitcher for every single batter, as it's 2-1 now in Vallenares. And that's in there for a called strike. Sorry, just making sure I didn't drop any frames there. 2-2 now. That is swung on and missed for strike 3. Bernies gets his first strikeout of the day. And bearing down here, after giving up the 2 leadoff hits, Jaxo, former leadoff man I talked about in the pregame broadcast, takes the first pitch there for a strike. So here we are now. Swung on and missed for a strike 2. Oh, just open my printer app. 1-2 now. So Bernie's with a chance to get out of this inning here. And he does. He strikes out Jaxo. Baggio singles. Bellinger hits a 2-run home run deep to center field. X-Talk ZZZ flies to right. Vallenares strikes out. Jaxo strikes out. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and none left. Score after half an inning is Seattle 2 and Arizona nothing. Here's Aviator Ace leading off for Arizona. And Sakaro, that better not be who I better be the pitcher. Sakaro is 0 for 1 in pitching outings. He is going to start today, I suppose. Normally it's Vallenares after Sins. I expected Sins to pitch off the off day, or if not, then Vallenares. Here's Sakaro. Sakaro with his first start of the season, the Aviator Ace, pops to shortstop here. And there's 1-0 down already. Here is Bernie as a noob, the pitcher. Sorry, I think Sorry, I'm just looking to see. Made a mistake there. First pitch for a ball. There we go. Okay. I code my scoreboard in HTML, so sometimes there's technical difficulties. And that ball is hit out to center field. And there's 2 down quickly. So Sakaro making me bite my words here, as he's got 2 quick outs. And up steps Adrian. Adrian did not appear yesterday. He's a .394 batter, as you can see. And you saw the rest of the stats for yourself. And he hits the ball through the box to second base. And the throw is over, and it is in time. Ground out second to first. So Aviator Ace pops to shortstop. Bernies flies to center. And Adrian grounds second to first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. And the score after 1 full inning is Seattle 2 and Arizona nothing. And up steps Notre Dame Nerd to bat in the 6th position here for Seattle. Bernie's ERA, as you saw, has already climbed about 0.4 percentage points. Left-handed batter and left-handed pitcher here now. Here's the pitch. It is taken outside for a ball. So Notre Dame, as he takes a pitch for a strike there, that evens the count. was last with Hideko Nippon last season. He's relatively inexperienced. He's got 41 total games over, I believe, this season and last. He has a lifetime batting average of 261, and he comes in batting solid, 325. I always like seeing him and Pikachu bat together, as he hits that one up, and the second baseman is there to catch it on the fly. So there's one down here, and the top of the second inning, and up steps Gabriel Play, 77. Now here's a real veteran. He took an off season last season, and with San Francisco, he appeared in season 25. Takes the first pitch low and in, ball one. Gabriel batting 421. Very little opportunity with runners in scoring position. He's 1 for 4. That's a 250. Lifetime batting average of 315 and 62 home runs. As he hits that, that's a little blooper to the third baseman. The throw is over, and it is in time. And Gabriel Plays is retired. So here is X5 Owen. I talked about him earlier. He was in a bad batting slump. He was in a bad pitching slump. Well, with players who are supposed to pitch and hit, I would say if one's bad, then the other tends to follow. So he said that he's not going to focus on pitching anymore. So hopefully his batting improves. And maybe then his pitching will improve too, and we will see. Count is 1-0 on the ex-Atlanta man, I believe. Yes. Bernies regains his bearings on the mound here. And here's the 1-0. And it's hit sky high in the air, and the center fielder is under it. And the center fielder will make the catch. Notre Dame lines to second. Gabriel Plays, grounds third to first. X5 Owen flies to center. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. And the score after 1 1/2 inning is Seattle still leading 2-0. So up steps Nodden. Nodden did appear yesterday. He went 0 for 5. So obviously looking to reverse that here. Strange that you put a guy who just went 0 for 5 to bat in the cleanup spot, but I'm not the Arizona manager. Sakaro still out there on the mound. I appear to have a small delay in the festivities here at Chase Field in Arizona. Here we go now. Here's the pitch, and a curveball inside, ball one. So here we are, kicks, winds, and delivers, and that was a heater. Also high and in there, ball two. And 2-1 now. It's a called strike. So Sakara now, here's the pitch. And that is hit out to left field, and Jackson will play it on the bounce. Throw is in the second base, and Arizona has their first hit. So there goes the no-hitter, and there goes the perfect game for Sakaro. Arizona in the hit column. And here is LXQW, and he knows something about hit columns. Oh, wow! That was quick. That is deep, and that is off the scoreboard and gone. LXQW has just tied up this ball game in the blink of an eye. Sakara went for the quick pitch. He tried to get me off guard. Well, he got the whole stadium off guard. The score is tied at 2 apiece now in the bottom of the second inning. So I don't even get a chance to tell you LXQW stats. Here is Hockey Monkey. He went 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. He was that walk came in the 9th inning, where the 5 base runners reached consecutively, and the Arizona's took 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to ultimately win the game. Honky Monkey takes the first pitch for a ball. And now Sakaro has to settle down, and he gets an easy out there, falls in front of the shortstop, and here's the throw. It is in time. Short to first, and here's Smart Gen 7, who did not appear yesterday. Smart Gen with relatively little play time this season compared to some of the other on the roster. Here's the pitch, and it's low and in for ball one. So, Seattle took the lead quickly on the second batter, Bellinger. It only took a full inning, 6 outs, as that's a high fly to shallow right, and the second baseman's under there to make the catch. It only took Arizona an extra inning. So here's a weighted moon. A weighted moon also did not appear yesterday. And here he comes. So, opportunity here for Sakara to get out of the inning. And here's the pitch. And that is grounded foul on the first base line. The 0-1 is on its way. Here's the kick, the wind, and the pitch is hit to second base on the one hop, and the throw is in time to retire the side. Not in singles, Alex QW hits a 2-run home run. Hockey Monkey grounds short to first. Smartgen pops to second. A weighted moon grounds second to first. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and none left. And the score after 2 full innings here in Arizona is Seattle 2 and Arizona 2. Well, here's the pitcher, Sakaro, batting where all pitchers should be in the 9th position. Sakaro did not appear yesterday, and on the season he is batting .286, and he has a lifetime batting average of, if I'm reading this correctly, 453 over the course of 446 games for 301 RBIs. So 1-2 now on the pitcher. Pitcher versus pitcher here. Sakaro got Bernie's on the mound in the top of the first. You'll see him next inning, or next half inning, as it's evened at 2 apiece here. Here's the pitch. That is grounded, bounding ball, slow roller to second, and he's retired. So here is Biggio. Base hit his last time up. A nice Texas leaguer between short and center field. And it came around to score on the Bellinger home run, who is on deck. Takes the first pitch there for a ball. Swing and a miss. He chased that low and away. The 1-1 now is taken on the high part of the plate for strike 2. So Bernie's in the driver's seat here. Chance to get the second out. Left-handed pitcher is ready. And here's the pitch. Hey, he froze him. Outside half of the plate for strike 3 called. So Biggio down on strikes. Not really a common sight. That is only his 4th time this season, so 1 a game, I guess, as Bellinger takes the first pitch for a strike. Last time up, he belted a blast to the concourse in right center field past the bullpen. That made it a 2-0 ball game in the top of the 5th. Takes another pitch for a strike, and he's in a hole. Well, 0-2. Bernie's low for ball 1. On deck is X-Talk CZZ. He flew out to right field for the first out in the first inning. Here we are. 1 and 2. Inside. Ball 2 evens the count. So 2's down the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. We're in the top of the 3rd inning, and it's 2 apiece here, with both 2 hits. So Bellinger awaits, and Bernie's delivery is on its way, and it's outside, and the count is full. So Bellinger, as Bernie's scampers around the hill, you usually expect a strike, maybe not in a real life Major League Baseball, but of course different strategy for HEBB, and we will see. 3 and 2 on its way, and he walked him. So Bernie's doesn't want to give Bellinger something too easy to hit. He'll face X-Talk ZZZ with 1 on here and 2 away. And the opening salvo from Bernie's is on its way here. And it's low for a ball. That was a sinker ball. So Bellinger on first base. And X-Talk ZZZ up to the plate here. He takes a pitch down the heart of the plate for a strike. Evens the count. It's 2-all. And we're in the top of the 3rd inning. Sorry. I always say bottom. It doesn't matter. Bounding ball and foul down the 3rd base line. So here's the 1-2. It is hit to center field. The second baseman cannot make the play. And it's 1st and 2nd for Vallenares, who struck out swinging in the 1st inning. So Seattle, the runner in scoring position, and just like I talked about, they really need those runners in scoring position. So here's Vallenares, takes the first pitch for a ball. On deck is Jaxo, who also struck out to end the 1st inning. Bernie's in a bit of trouble here. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. He is out of the trouble, ground out to first base, and retires the side. So Sakaro grounds out 2nd to 1st. Baggio is called out on strikes. Bellinger walks. X-Talk ZZZ singles, and Vallenares grounds 2nd to 1st. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. And the score, after 2 1/2 innings, remains Seattle 2 and Arizona 2. And Dark Samurai Noob is coming for his first at-bat. Nothing to show so far in the season for him. Clean slate. The first pitch is taken there for a ball. Here's the 1-0, and it's ball again. Two-0 now, and it's in there for a called strike. So here's the 2-1, and it's grounded foul on the first base side, and just foul. First base over there shaded just a bit off. I believe that's Bellinger over at first base. So 2-2 now. And Sakaro delivers. That is hit out in the air, popped sky high to third base. I think that's Owen. Hopefully he doesn't do that when there's a ground out. For the first out of the inning, Aviator Ace popped to shortstop to open up the home side. And here he is now with the bases empty and 1 away. First pitch to the Aviator is taken for a ball. So Sakaro appears to be a ball strike pitcher. Occasionally, he's gotten 2 balls, I believe. Just to mix it up. But I expect a strike here on the 1-0. And it's in there for a ball. So perhaps he's more of a ball pitcher. But, as I said, and I'll bring it up time and time again, HUBB pitchers have the same order every single time, it seems. Perhaps not the good ones. It's no offense to Sakaro. Oh, no, that is on a frozen rope into the bullpen. And Arizona takes the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A home run for Aviator Ace to add on to his double yesterday. That will make it a 3-2 ball game. So here is Bernies, the pitcher, now with the lead. Flat out to center field in the 1st inning. Here's the pitch now. Taken for a ball. Final scores, no game is finished yet. It's Baltimore versus, as that falls in there for another base hit. And Bernies is rounding first and heading to second, and he is in there safely for a double. And now Adrian is batting. He grounded out second to first and the 1st inning his last time up. But it was sorry. Baltimore versus Philadelphia. Columbus versus Washington, as that is a sky-high pop-up. Third baseman is... Oh, I thought he was going to let it drop for a second. And there's 2 down. So here is Nodden, who singled and scored. Arizona leading 3-2, so as I was saying, and then Chicago was playing Los Angeles. Other games today, as that is hit foul on left field line, just foul. Other than our game, Seattle, Arizona, Iowa is playing San Francisco, and Milwaukee is playing the league leaders Denver. The count is even at 1-1 now. And here's the pitch. Grounded to shortstop. He will throw to first for the sure out. That retires the side. Dark Samurai pops the 3rd. Aviator Ace solo home run. Bernies doubles. Adrian pops the 3rd. And Nodden grounds short to first. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after 3 full innings reads Arizona 3 and Seattle 2. Top of the 4th here, and Jaxo is leading off. He struck out swinging to end the 1st inning, his last time up. So here's Bernies, now pitching with the lead for the first time today. It will be Jaxo, Notre Dame, then Gabriel plays, and all 3 made out the last times up. So here's the pitch, and that is hit out to right field in foul territory. Right fielder is charging, but will not get there in time. Oh, that's a fair ball. Excuse me, I thought that was foul, and so did everyone. Jaxo headed back to home. It's a stand-up double. How about that? So maybe Jaxo knew better than all of us here at the field and on the television screen. But to me, that looked foul. To the right fielder, that looked foul. To the batter, that looked foul. But to the game, it was a fair ball to everyone. So standing on second base, and he'll take that. And so will Seattle. Here's Notre Dame Nerd. He's 0 for 1 today. He popped to line to shortstop to lead off the 2nd inning. 1-1 the count here. Here's the pitch from Bernies. That is grounded to third. There will be no advance from Jaxo, and Notre Dame is retired. So no Pikachu today, unfortunately. And here is Sins, pitcher of yesterday. Batting for Gabriel plays in the 7th inning. In the 7th position. Pinch hitting in the 4th. So Gabriel plays when 0 for 1 with the ground out. And that will end his day batting in the 7th. For those of you that are unaware, even if the player re-enters the game, I pencil them in where they are and pretend that they're a new player. So 1-0 on Sins. Perhaps he was late to join, or Gabriel just wanted to get one at bat and leave. But here's the 1-0. And that's taken there for a called strike. And that is foul. That is ripped into the stands here on the right field side. So here's the 1-2. Taken for a ball. Two and two now. That is hit in the air to center field and then will fall. Jackson is rounding third and heading for home. The throw comes in. No, he stayed back. The throw came in to second base on the rope. So it brings up runners at the corners for X5 Owen. Sins comes off the bench and delivers with a single. Seattle is on track here. So here is Owen. Owen flew out to center field to end the second inning, takes the first pitch for a ball. Top half of the 5th. One away. Seattle trailing 3-2. Here's Bernie's 1-0. And it's low for another ball. So 2-0 the count. Prime chance for Owen to drive someone in. Even if it's just a sacrifice. Just get the ball through the infield. Swing contact if you have to. In the old days, they'd lay down a bunt. But this is 2026, and we're not in real life. So I don't think there'll be a bunt. 2-1 the count. That is taken for strike 2. So statute on 3 pitches, and the count is even at 2 apiece. So here's the pitch from Bernies. That is hit in the air to second base. It is on the hop. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So good heads-up fielding there by the shortstop. No infield fly in effect. 6-4-3 double play. Jaxo doubles. Notre Dame grounds second to first. Sin singles. Owen grounds into double play. No runs. 2 hits. No errors. 1 left. And the score after 3 1/2 innings is Arizona 3 and Seattle 2. And that's a real rally killer. Here's Alex QW. Had a 2-run home run his last time up in the second inning. That tied the game at 2 apiece. First pitch is a ball. And here's the 1-0. It's high. Ball 2. So I feel like I've seen that exact combination before. A low ball and then a high fastball. But nonetheless, here's 2-0. And let's hope that that telegraph isn't working for Alex QW. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. So 2-1 now. Alex is ready. And Sakara is ready. Kicks, winds, and delivers. That is popped in the air. Shallow right field. First base is under there to make the... okay, well, second baseman made the diving play instead. So, I guess it'll be a pop out to second base. And here's Hockey Monkey. Grounded out. Short to first for the first out in the second inning. Yesterday, as I said, he went 1 for 3 with a walk. So here's Hockey Monkey to wait the first pitch. Sakara steps off the rubber. Didn't like his call. final scores announced. Los Angeles beats Chicago 7-5. Washington beats Columbus 5-3. 1-2-3 Rye Guy had a 5 RBI game, as that's a pop out to second base. Spears marching 7, and I think he changed his hat from the last time he was up. Apologies, Arizona has 4 hits, not 3. First pitch in there for a low ball, and I'm going to guess it's going to be a high ball next. And we're going to see if I'm right. In there for a called strike, he changed it up. So Los Angeles, who entering today was the bottom feeder team at 4-11, wins their 5th game of the season. So that's 1-2 count against Chicago, who are battling for the top of the leaderboard. They fall to 9-7. And Washington, that's a big win for them. They have that last playoff spot as there's a pop-up and the catcher is not awake. So 1-2. On SmartGen, as I was saying, Washington, it goes back to 500 at 8-8. And Columbus slides a little farther down to 5-11. Even count here at 2 apiece. The 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Arizona leading 3-2. So here's the pitch. Ball. He checked his swing and he did not go around. So payoff pitch on its way now. I believe the first full count from an Arizona batter. And here it comes. Kick now, and the pitch hit in the air to mid-center field, and that is caught, and that will end the inning. Alex QW pops the second, Honky Monkey pops the second, and SmartGen flies center field. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Score after 4 full innings still remains Arizona 3 and Seattle 2. So top half of the 5th, and Sakara leading off again. He led off the 3rd inning and grounded out 2nd to 1st. Aviator Ace, I don't know if he's actually the pitcher. It's on the mound. I believe so. I think Bernie's needs Ninja to move over that home plate. Nope, here we are. So, Bernie's pitches 4 innings, yields to Aviator Ace. And the Aviator did not pitch yesterday. First pitch is in there for a strike. So Bernie's, as there's a swing and a miss for strike 2, goes 4 innings. He is not eligible for the win as he did not pitch the 5th inning. It would go to Aviator, assuming he gets out of this inning without giving up a run, as that's the first ball high, and he gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, strikes out 3, and walks 1, not intentionally. Gave up 1 home run. So the 1-2 now is hit to second base. Another 4-3 ground out. And here is Baggio. Struck out looking in the 3rd inning. And singled and scored in the 1st. Left-handed batter and left-handed pitcher here. And Aviator is ready. And we are ready as that is hit out to first base and caught. Luck seems to be running out for Baggio. Here's Bellinger. 2-run home run and walked last time up in the 3rd. Top half of the 5th. Seattle trailing 3-2. One and 0. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Ground ball to second base. And in time to retire the side. So Sakaro grounds second to first. Baggio lines to first. Bellinger grounds second to first. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And the score after 4 1/2 inning remains Arizona 3 and Seattle 2. That was a Chrome Heart made, you saw. San Diego, well now Baltimore player. So perhaps that game is done. Up steps a weighted moon. Scaro's still out there on the hill. Grounded out second to first, and the second inning. His last time up. Here's the pitch now. Swung on and missed, low and away in the dirt. Weighted moon, a little shimmy, awaits the pitch. And here it comes. Taken for a ball. And it's 1-2 now. So here's some scores from some of the other professional leagues. Some key matches as a high ball in the UEFA Champions League of European Continental Soccer. Real Madrid beats AS Monaco 6-1. Arsenal beats Inter Milan 3-1. Tottenham Hotspur shuts out Dortmund 2-0. Olympiacos beats Leverkusen 2-0 as there's a bounding ball to short. Slow roller. Pitcher has it. The throw is not in time. Infield single for Weighted Moon to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning. Once it got past the mound with that little velocity, it was almost a sure base hit as rest in peace Cactus Pro. Here's Dark Samurai Noob. Popped to third, his last time up, leading off the 3rd inning. 0-1 the count. Arizona has 2 home runs, Seattle 1, and Arizona leads by 1 run, 3-2, bottom of the 5th inning. Continue with our scores. In National Basketball Association, Phoenix has beat the Philadelphia 76ers 116-110. And there's a couple games underway now as we talk. And over to the National Hockey League. 3 final scores. As that's fouled on the third base line, the count is 1-2. Minnesota Wild fall to Montreal. The Canadiens win 4-3. Tampa Bay Lightning beat the San Jose Sharks 4-1, and the Ottawa Senators beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-1 as well. With 9 minutes left in the 3rd period, Dallas Stars lead the Boston Bruins 6-0. And the end of the 2nd period, it's Buffalo 4 and the Nashville Predators 2. And at the end of the 2nd, it's the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues, Winnipeg Jets 2 and the St. Louis Blues 1. Now, Devils and Oilers and Rangers and Kings will be at 10 o'clock Eastern, as that is fouled to first base. And caught by Bellinger. So here's Aviator Race, and he hit a nasty home run off the scoreboard his last time up in the top of the 3rd, in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And here he's batting with 1 on and 1 out. And see if there's anything else of note to discuss. In men's basketball for college, here are the ranked finishes. As the first pitch is taken for a ball by Aviator Ace, and the 1-0 is taken as well. Number 16 Florida beats LSU 79-61. Number 3 Michigan beats Indiana 86-72. Number 9 Iowa State beats University of Central Florida 87-57. And North Carolina State upsets number 18 Clemson 80-76 in overtime. Number 24 St. Louis beats Duquesne 81-77, and number 25 Miami of Ohio beats Kent State 107-101 in overtime. Currently, first halves underway. Vanderbilt and Arkansas in a ranked matchup. I believe the only one of the day. Number 20 Arkansas is leading number 15 Vanderbilt 45-35 with less than a minute in the first half. End of the first half in Missouri, Georgia, number 21 Georgia 29 and unranked Missouri 26. So it's a full count for Aviator, as you've been talking. And end of the first half coming in Baylor. It's number 12 Texas Tech 52 and Baylor 36. And over in the University of Oregon, number 10 Michigan State 25 and Oregon 22. So those are some of your out-of-town scores, as Carr is dancing to and fro now. Don't appreciate whatever that guy's doing, but not my business. So full count now on Aviator Ace. This Carr keeps dancing away. Anya Sabalenka won her second round in the Australian Open, as that is hit foul, and we'll do it again. Count is still full. So this Ace Lord guy, I feel like I've seen his name somewhere, but I can't put it on. Still dancing around. One result in the English FA Cup soccer. Salford City beats Swindon 3-2, and that ends the third round. So fourth round will come on starting Friday, February the 13th, with Chelsea and Hull squaring off for the first game of the fourth round. So full count. Ground ball sharply to short. The throw is over to second, and second over to first for the double play. So long at bat, and Aviator Ace grounds into double play. Awaited Moon infield single. Dark Summer Samurai lines foul to first. Aviator Ace grounds short to second to first for the double play. No runs on one hit, no errors and none left. And the score after 5 full innings remains Arizona 3 and Seattle 2. So we're here on the top of the 6th inning now. That was a real long one. I mean, I got through so many scores and one at bat. So want to know the count on X Talk ZZZ. He singled in the 3rd inning and flew out to right in the 1st. Top half of the 6th inning. And that is hit on a frozen rope to left center field. That is off the wall. That is gone. That is gone for a home run. And Seattle, just like that, ties the game here. It's 3 apiece. And Aviator Ace has pitching in relief of Bernie's. Goes up second home run of the night for the Sonics. 4th home run collectively. And up comes Valinaris, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out second to first in the 3rd inning, struck out swinging in the 1st. So solo home run for X Talk ZZZ. And that is his, please wait, 14th career home run. So Valinaris takes the strike here. So tie score now. And won the count. One on its way. That is hit foul to third base side. Third baseman given chase. Will not make the catch. It goes into the stands. So here's the 1-2. Just snuck over left center field wall. If it was hit a little bit to the right, it would be a double. Valinaris square down to bunt, and he strikes out. So Not what you want to see from the team captain. 0 for 3 today. Here is Jaxo, 1 for 2. He doubled in the 4th to lead off. Batting with 1 out. And a tie score. Oh my goodness, this guy needs to get out of my way. So here's the 1-0. In there for a strike, and Jackson gives a little half-hearted swing after the fact. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two and two now, sorry, a brief technical issue. And here's Aviator. That is hit to second baseman, who makes the catch and the fly. Ranging back there in the shallow outfield grass, here is Notre Dame. Oh and 1. Called strike on the outside half. Notre Dame popped to second in the 2nd, grounded second to first in the 4th. The count is even at 1 and 1. That ball was in the dirt. That is hit to left center field, and that falls in there for a base hit. So Notre Dame aboard for the first time today, and it brings up Sins. Sins singled in the 4th and was thrown out on a double play by X Owen, who was on deck. X Owen 0 for 2 today. So 2 away now, and man standing on first. Seattle retied the score in this inning with the next Talk ZZZ leadoff home run. So 1 and 1 now on Sins. And here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. Inside half of the plate. So the 1-2 now. And that is hit over the head of the third baseman, and that will fall. Throw comes in to second, but Notre Dame is safe. And station to station they go. Brings up X5 Owen, and he sure could use a big hit here with a runner in scoring position. But 2 away. Can he get that 2 RBI single to break it open? Sorry.
Sorry.
That is off the wall. Oh, that's a home run. I'm so sorry that we missed that on the video. I was being told to do something. That is, oh my. I was not expecting that. X5 Owen with a 3-run home run, and I'm terribly sorry that we missed that on the visual. I was being motioned over to home plate. Oh, there we go. I got the home plate cam. That's what they wanted. So we missed the home run call there. Terribly sorry. It's a 6-6 6-3 ball game, and this is the largest lead I've seen in a while for Seattle since their 3-0 shutout of Washington. Unfortunately, the plate obscures my scoreboard, but that's okay. Caro takes a second ball. That was high. Two ground outs, second to first in the third inning and the fifth. That is hit out to right field. Base hit. No, here comes the right fielder with the throw. He is safe. Okay, so it is a base hit after all. Seattle really on the warpath here. 2-out rally, a big one. They're already up by 3 runs, and Biggio's looking to add on to that tally. So, Aviator Ace in a bit of a jam here. Left-handed pitcher kicks and winds. Outside, ball 1. And that is hit. Foul. First base side. A final score from Philadelphia. Baltimore wins 7-2. So good for them. Now here's the 1-1. Biggio, swing and a miss. And a tough pitch there. A curveball hooking inside. So Biggio, if he gets a hit, they bat around the order. Swings and a miss, strike 3. So X-Talk ZZZ, homers. Bellinara strikes out. Jaxo pops the second. Notre Dame singles. Sin singles. X5-0 hits a big 3-run home run. And Sakaro singles, and then Biggio strikes out. 4 runs on 5 hits. No errors, and 1 left. And the score, after 5 1/2 inning, is Seattle 6 and Arizona 3. 3, 12. I don't think I counted these hits properly. 7, 8, 10. Oh, that was right. That is hit in the air, foul. First base side. Oh, it's not the V6. It's the bottom of the 6. Oh well. I'm going to have to move the scoreboard a little higher if we keep using this home plate camera. So here is Bernie's, the pitcher. He did relatively well. 4 innings and 2 runs allowed on a home run. Sakaro still on the hill. He's the pitcher of record. 3 runs over 5 innings, and here's the 1-1. Inside, that was a tough one by the corner, strike for ball 2. A 2-1 now. Sakaro. After a long delay. Here's the pitch now. Low. Ball 3. And the hitter's count here for the pitcher, starting pitcher. Chance to get Arizona back in this game. Three 3-1 now. Called strike high and inside corner. And the full count pitch is hit opposite way down the left field line. Rounding first and heading to second and heading back is Bernie's. Long single. And a leadoff man is aboard. Everyone's liking my message on Instagram. I have no idea what I could have said. That's so popular. Adrian, 0 for 2 today. Something about potato roots, I guess. Grounded second at first and popped to third base in the 3rd inning his last time up. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-2. Ball. So here's the 1-2. And that is hit straightaway center. And it's off the wall. Bernies is rounding second and heading to third. The throw is coming in. And safe at second, safe at third. So, no desktop audio yet, by the way. But plenty of action nonetheless. If it wasn't for me, you'd be watching a nice silent film in color. So 1-2 for Snodden. Singled and scored in the second. Grounded short to first. His last time up in the third. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Sakaro in a bit of a jam here. I don't know who would come in relief. Maybe Bellinger, maybe Velinaris, maybe Sins. Hopefully not Owen, no offense to he. Another ball, low and in. So Arizona trailing by 3, and that can change on the swing. In there, down the heart of the plate for a called strike. So the 2-1, here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3. A bit of trouble here. Hitters count for nothing. A reminder, he went 0 for 5 yesterday, but that was yesterday, and today's today, and he's already got that hit. The 3-1. Hit up the middle, and to center field it will fall in. Bernies is home with the 4th run for Arizona, and runners at the corners and nobody out. Sakaro is really in that jam. RBI single is the first time a run has scored today, not courtesy of a home run. And here is LXQW, hit that 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. So Seattle shrinks their lead. It's 6-4. Bomb the 6th inning, and nobody out. And here's the pitch. Uh-oh, that is deep to left center field. Second deck and kiss it goodbye. That is a home run for LXQW. That is his 2nd of the day, and that will plate 3. Adrian and Nodden ahead of him will score. 3-run home run. And honestly, that should do it for Sakaro. It is 7-6, Arizona. So just like that, one monumentous swing puts the pendulum back in favor of the Firebirds. And score is 7-6. So here's Hockey Monkey 0 for 2 today inside. I think they have his scheme sorted out. Hockey Monkey. Grounded short to first and popped to second base. That was last time up. That is a strike on the low and outside corner. Curved ball, sidearm curve. So the 1-1 is due up, and here it comes. You can see that unsightly ERA as it's in there for a called strike, high and in. Bellinger at first base. Velinaris at short. Sins behind the plate. Left field is Jaxo, and that's a called third strike. So a big one there for Sakaro. A little too late. Here is Smartchin. Popped out to second. Flew out to center field in the 4th inning, his last time up. So here is Smarchin. 0-2 the count. And that is fouled down the third base side. So 0-1 on Smarchin. Oops. Evens the count. Hit up the middle, through the box, to center field is Smarchin with his first hit of the day. And here is Silverfish, pinch hitting for Awakened Moon. Awake Moon. Silverfish. Nothing to show for him so far in this campaign. Pinch hitting here in the 6th inning. Moon went 1 for 2 with a single and nothing else to show. Even count at 1 apiece. So here's the 1-1. So here's a 2-1 for the pinch man, and he fouls it. Third base side, almost makes the second deck. Smarchin standing off first. 1 out. Arizona with a 1-run lead now. That is hit out to right field. Right fielder is too late for it. He dives and makes the throw. Station to station they go. Pinch hit single for Silverfish. Here is Dark Samurai. And Samurai. It's 0 for 2 today. Popped to third and lined foul to first. Last time up in the 5th. Here's the pitch. That is hit out to left field. Jaxo is there. Make the catch. And the runners have to hold. So Aviator Ace now comes up. Batted around the corner. Got bailed out by his offense. 4 runs he gave up. 4 runs they scored. Now batting with the runner in scoring position and 2 away. We'll have a pitching change here, I believe. Zucaro is running out to left field. And Jaxo is coming in. Here is Jaxo. You see his stats there. Last pitched a couple days ago, I believe. I can't remember. I think it was mop-up relief. So here's Jaxo to hopefully finish the inning. That ends the day for Zucaro, and we'll get the final stats. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That is on right center field. On the concourse. 3-run home run. Oh, no. So, Smarchin and Silverfish are ahead of the home run ball. Well, this game turned on its head. 10-6 the score. So a bad pitching change there, I suppose. And X5 Owen comes in. Jaxo can't get it. X5 Owen. You see his stats. Unsightly, 16, almost 16 ERA. That is hit out to the first baseman. He'll take it himself to miraculously end the inning. So, at the end of 6 innings, that's your score. We'll tabulate it for you. Bernie singles. Adrian doubles. Nodden has an RBI single. Alex QW, 3-run home run. Hockey Monkey strikes out looking. Smarchin singles. Silverfish singles. Dark Samurai flies to left. Aviator Ace 3-run home run. Bernie's grounds out unassisted to first base. So 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and none left. Score after 6 full innings, as I said. Arizona 10, Seattle 6. As Bellinger pops up, Cam is on the mound. First out there. Stay with me 1 second as... Okay. Oh. I think I missed... I think that was Carter pinch hitting. I messed that up. That is line to third base. And a base hit for X-Talk. Ends the day for Bernie's. He went 2 for 3 with the run scored. So here's Valinaris, 0 for 3 today. I'll wait to put Sakara stats. Aviator Ace is done for the day. So Bellinger retired and X-Talk singled. Taken for a ball. Pitcher record, by the way, is still Aviator Ace, as that is hit softly to... Uh-oh. Double play, 6-3. Ends the inning. Ends the inning. Oh, boy. So, Bellinger pops the third. X-Talk ZZ singles. Bellinger lines into a double play. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and none left. And the score after 6 1/2 inning is Seattle trailing 10-6. And apologies if you saw the scoreboard. Still said bottom of the 6th. It is the bottom of the 7th. Adrian steps in, doubled and scored in that 6th inning. That 7-run 6th. X5 Owen is still on the hill. So we'll compute for Jaxo first. And no innings. He gave up. He's not the pitcher record. Sakaro is. He gave up 1 run on the home run blast. He allowed those inherited runners. As that is hit out foul to left field side. So Sakaro goes 5 2/3 innings. Gives up. Sorry. As it's 2-2 on Adrian. I'll get you the line totals for Car later. It's kind of hard to calculate that with the multi-inning, as Adrian is punched out, called out on strikes here to start the 7th inning off right. And here is Nodden. Last time up, had an RBI single and came around to score on LXQW's 3-run home run. That was his second home run of the night and his 5th RBI. Naughton also scored in the second inning on, you get it, LXQW home run. And so, want to know the count now? Two and 0. Foul, left field side. So here's the 2-1. Ball low. Bellinger on first base. Belinaris at short. That is hit to right field and foul. So the count is full. And the payoff pitch is grounded to short. Got him to chase a little bit. 6-3 in your scorecard. 2 outs. So here's Cam, batting in the 5th position. That ends the day for LXQW. 2 for 3 with 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Want to know the count? Up the middle and swung on and missed. He's behind it. Some more final scores around the league. Dallas Stars beat the Boston Bruins 6-2 in hockey. That is popped up foul. First base side. Sorry, and Bellinger made that catch to end the inning. Adrian strikes out looking. Naughton grounds short to first, and Cam pops foul to first. No runs, no hits, no errors done left. Score after 7 full innings remains Arizona 10, Seattle 6. So here comes Jaxo doing a little bit. And while we pause the broadcast during an unsatisfactory affair, gonna find the stats of Sakaro. 5 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 9 runs, all earned as Jaxo swung and missed, struck out 1, gave up 3 home runs and no walks. That is hit out in the air to the first base. It's no longer the bottom of the 7th. It's the top of the 8th. So here is Notre Dame Nerd. One for 3 today. Single to run scored in the 6th. So momentum firmly in the hands of Arizona. 4-run inning, retaliated with the 7-run inning. The lead is now 4. So here's 0-1. Foul into the press box. Ball low. Here's the pitch now. Rounded softly to second base. And the throw is inside. Brings up Siddons. Singled and scored his last time up. 4 outs left for Seattle. So, here's the pitch now. Popped to a catcher. Aviator makes the play. That ends the inning. Gabriel plays his back. So Jaxo pops to first. Notre Dame grounds second to first. Sins pops the catcher. No runs, no hits, no errors. None left. Score after 7 1/2 inning. Seattle still trailing 10-6. So here's Hockey Monkey. Oh and 3 today. Ground out short to first. Popped to second. Struck out looking in the 6th. Clive Owen is still out there to do the pitching chores. Pitcher record, as I said, is Shikaro for Seattle. He would get the loss. Aviator Ace would get the win. Cameron, so far, is in line for the save. 3 innings of relief if he finishes the 9th with a victory for Arizona. So here's Hockey Monkey. Grounds foul, first base. So here's the 1-1. Foul, third base side. Ball outside. Fly ball there to the deep center. And the catch is made. So here's Smartchin, 1 for 3 today. Singled and scored in the 6th. Popped to second in the 2nd. Popped fly to center in the 4th. So Owen pitching dutifully in the mop up. 1 2/3 innings, going strong thus far. Jaxo did not get an out. That is popped. Oh, that is gone. Sorry. Take back everything. Just by the scoreboard. And Smartchin, look out. That was none of my bingo cards today. A solo home run to center field. That makes the score 11-6 in favor of Arizona. And that's just 5 runs that need to be gained by Seattle in that top of the 9th inning. So here's Silverfish. Pinch hit, singled, and scored in the 6th inning. That is foul, first base side. Sorry, I didn't mean to open that. 0-1. Even count here, 1-1. Inside, ball 2. Swing and a miss. Even the count. Ooh, got him. He was behind that. Strike 3. Strike. 0 away on Dark Samurai. And he's 0 for 3 today. Popped out to third. Lined out, foul to first. And flew out to left field. And he chases that one outside. Strike 2. So here's the 0-2. Ball high. So here's the 1-2. That is out in the air. Texas Leaguer between second and center. First hit of the day for Dark Samurai. Brings up Aviator Ace. 2 for 4 today. That is hit out to left field. Down the line. That is a fair ball. In the corner. And that will hold Dark Samurai at second. Back-to-back singles with 2 outs. Here is Carter. Got it out in pinch hitting duty. His last time up. So 1-0 on the winning pitcher yesterday. Soft grounder to third. Puerto Rican has it. Retires side. Hockey Monkey pops to third. Smartgen solo home run center field. Silverfish strikes out swinging. Dark Samurai singles. Aviator Ace singles. Carter grounds third to first. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left. The score after 8 full innings reads Arizona 11, Seattle 6. Last chance for Seattle. So here's Owen. Had a booming 3-run home run his last time up, and I wish you could see it. But I'm sure he got a clip of it, and if not, it'll just be one for everyone else to remember. So the positions of Owen, Sakaro, Baggio are up. Cam is supposed to be the pitcher, but all of the Arizona team is walking off the field. There's Carter. There's Cam. Cam would be in line for the save, despite not pitching a 3-run game. For he's pitched 3 innings here. So here's the pitch to Owen. Ball high. So, as this is coming to an end here, as that's a strike on the top part of the plate, it was another good outing by Seattle. 2 runs early, limited to 3 until the top of the 6th inning when they scored 4 and they seemed to be in the driver's seat. But oh no, they put diesel in their engine. And they leaked 7 runs, as the count is even at 2-2. 2 3-run home runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and just tack on a solo there in the 8th. So if they get 5 runs, I'd be surprised. That is foul down the left field line, hooking away from the foul pole. Owen ground into double play to end the 4th. Fly to center to end the 2nd. As he hits that weakly to third. Third baseman has it. The throw is in time, and Owen is retired here in the top half of the 9th. 2 outs left, and here is Gabriel Plays batting for Sakaro. Plays had a bat in the 7th position in the 2nd inning. He grounded out third to first. Sakaro ends the day 1 for 3 with nothing else to mention. 2 groundouts, I guess. 0-2 on Gabriel plays. Grizzled Vet awaits the pitch. Here it comes. Frozen for strike 3. So here's Baggio, 1 for 4 today. Last chance for the Sonics here in the bottom of the ninth, top of the ninth. That is hit, foul, first base side. Everyone is in here on the kill, as you can see. It's an important game for the low-tier playoff standings. That is hit to left field. On it. That will do it here in Arizona. That's the final. So, 1-2-3 goes Seattle in the ninth inning, and the Firebirds have 11-6 victory. The winning pitcher is Aviator Ace. The losing pitcher is Sakaro, and Kem is given the save. So, as we go down the line scores, let's start with the away team of Seattle. Leading off and making the last out of the game was Baggio. He was off to a hot start, but today he only went 1 for 5 with a run scored in the first inning and struck out twice, once looking. Then, in the second position, was Bellinger. He went 1 for 3 with a run scored on his 2 RBI homer and also walked once. X-Talk ZZZ had a solo home run of his own that accounted for his lone run and lone RBI. He ultimately went 3 for 4 today and also added a flyout in the first inning. Valinaris had an 0 for 4 with nothing else but 2 strikeouts, both swinging, and lined into a double play in the 7th. Jaxo gave up the 3-run home run that made the lead insurmountable. He went 4 for 1 with a double in the 4th inning and a strikeout in the first. Notre Dame was the 6th batter. He went 1 for 4 with a run scored in that 4-run 6th. Nothing else to mention. Gabriel Plays, when he first played, was in the 7th position. He grounded out in the 2nd, went 0 for 1, batting 7th. Sins came in to finish in that spot. He went 2 for 3 with a run scored and nothing else to mention. X5 Owen went 1 for 4, but that one was a big one. A 3-run home run that accounted for his sole run and 3 RBIs on the day. Sakaro batted in the 9th position and went 1 for 3 with a single and 2 groundouts, and Gabriel finished the day in the 9th, striking out looking for the 2nd out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Aviator Ace thus gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, got 2 strikeouts, and walked none. Gave up 2 home runs, both in the 6th inning. And Cameron finished the job. He really shut down that Seattle team. They, over the course of the final 3 innings, he faced the minimum as X-Talk CZZ was erased on the double play by Valinaris. So he went 3 innings, giving up just 1 hit, allowed no runs, no strikeouts, no walks, no home runs. So Cameron gets the save and Aviator gets the win in my scorecard. Let's look over to the Arizona side. Aviator Ace was the winning pitcher, as I just said, and he really earned his victory. He had 4 RBIs in a 3 for 5 outing, with a solo home run in the 3rd and a 3-run home run in the 6th. He also grounded to double play in the 5th inning, and those 2 home runs were his 2 times he scored. Bernies was replaced in the middle of that 6th inning, but before that, he went 2 for 3 with a run scored in that 6th inning. Then up was Carter. Carter went 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Adrian went 1 for 4 with a run scored in the 6th inning on a double and struck out looking in the 7th, leading off. Nodden had a good day today. He went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI of his own, an RBI single in the 6th inning. Then was LXQW. He went 2 for 3 with 5 RBIs on the night, 2 runs scored because he hit a 2-run home run in the 2nd, a 3-run home run in the 6th. After that came Cam. Cam just popped out to first base in his lone at-bat, pinch hitting in the 7th. His job was done on the mound. Hockey Monkey went 0 for 4 today, and 0 for him. He struck out looking in the 6th, as his lone statistic mentioned. Smartgen was a surprise factor yesterday. He went 2 for 4 with 2 home runs scored, 1 RBI on a solo home run. Moon went 1 for 2, batting in the 8th position, before yielding to Silverfish. The pinch hitter went 1 for 2 with a strikeout, but also scored in that 7-run 6th. And lastly, Dark Samurai had a single in the 8th inning that saved his offer. He went 1 for 4 with nothing else of note. Sakaro, as we look over the pitching side, took the loss. In 5 2/3 innings, he gave up 11 hits and 9 runs, struck out only 1, and no walks issued. Then Jaxo went for no innings and gave up that 3-run home run. He was only charged for 1 run and 1 hit. So X5 Owen gave up the final 3 hits in his 2 1/3 innings of pitching. He gave up only 1 hit, 1 run on a solo home run, and also struck out 1. So, just making sure that I had it right. Arizona batters, it says they struck out 3 times. I'm trying to see where I miscounted. In the 7th inning, I didn't count a strikeout. That would also go to Owen. Owen had 2 strikeouts then, no walks, just that solo home run. Well, that will do it for our first official broadcast here from Arizona. Arizona advances to 11-5. Seattle falls to, I believe, 6-10. So that will do it. Thank you very much for listening. This is your broadcaster. If you're in the Seattle Network channel, you will see the post-game article coming out shortly. So this is your broadcast signing off, and thank you very much for listening today.